What year did your father-in-law go into the army?
Where
What year?
was here?
Yeah.
Okay, cái năm đầu tiên mà đi lính là năm he started in 1963, and then he based in north of this city from 1963 to 1965. When
Where was he based?
Western, QUE, S for Saigon, ON.
Oh,
Western.
Quezon.
This Western is like a 4-hour drive from here. No,
Okay.
3.
Yeah.
It's south of Puyan. So he stayed there from 1963 to 1965,
Oh.
and in 1965 he lost one leg. Like you should.
He lost a leg. What was his job in the army?
Trước đó cũng là lái xe.
Còn hồi đó đi đánh giặc á.
He go in the army like the soldier for the South.
To be a soldier.
Yeah.
Was he drafted or did he volunteer?
Hồi đấy là quốc tế bắt phải đi hay là
Mình tự đi chứ. Tôi phải đi á.
Because before when the boy was like 18 years old, they have to go to the army, and he went there when he was like old enough.
20 tuổi là phải đi.
So he was
18 tuổi.
drafted. Yeah. And it was 1963. How did you lose your leg?
Hồi đó là bị cái chân là do răng bị đó.
Đi đánh giặc đó, đi đánh giặc.
Hay là bị bom hả? He got bomb. Step on the bomb.
Stepped on a
Như dẫm
mine.
lên hả? Dẫm bom luôn hả? Oh really? Yeah, he stepped on the bomb.
Stepped on a mine. Well,
Mine.
no. Where was he?
Ở đâu nữa mà? Ở Western luôn à? Where he based? Western.
Or where was he when that happened? Oh, where
When
he was
in
based?
1965.
Yeah.
And in Western.
Oh, was he out on patrol, or where was he? Was he in the country? Was he in the city? Or
Mình nói cái bom đó là bây giờ dẫm là ở đâu? Ở trong giữa vùng quê hay là bị ấy?
Ở vùng quê.
In the countryside.
in the countryside? Was he looking for the vehicle?
No, yeah. Còn gái.
Hồi đó là việc mình được chống lại bị động. Yes.
So he was looking for the vehicle,
Yeah.
and he stepped on a mine. Wow. Was when the mine exploded, was he unconscious, or did he stay awake, or did he become unconscious?
What do you mean, sorry?
Like unconscious when you go to sleep and you don't know what's happening. Like when people came to help him, was he awake? Was he aware?
Hồi đó bà bị cho nên là bà còn nhớ chưa? Giống như là hả?
Dạ.
Ý là đau rồi biết cái trời.
Khi đạp lên đi. Năm sắp xuống đất.
Oh. Nhưng mà vẫn tỉnh. He was still awake.
Bột số nó đứt ngang luôn. Bột số.
Oh really? He was still awake. Rồi đó sau đó là họ tới họ cứu rồi.
Có y tá đó.
And the nurse came.
Đó trực thăng đưa về.
They took him to the hospital by the helicopter.
They took him to the hospital by the helicopter.
Yeah.
Was it an American helicopter?
Hồi nào còn gì đó.
American helicopter.
Oh, so he was serving with Americans.
Yes.
Oh, wow. Was anybody else hurt by the mine?
Hồi trước cái giai đoạn của ba bị đó là có nhiều người bị không?
Nhiều.
Bao nhiêu người bị nhá?
Nhiều quá.
A lot, many.
A lot.
We could not remember how many people, but we said that many people.
Were some killed?
Có nhiều người chết không?
Chết.
Yeah, a lot of them were killed.
A lot of them were South Vietnamese and American, or only South Vietnamese?
What do you mean?
Killed. Yeah.
Hồi trước là cái hồi mà bị như ba là lính ấy của mình thôi hay là có bị nữa?
Mì chỉ có một hai người cổ vấn thôi.
Ấy là bị chết á, bị thương á.
Bị thương á, mì thì không đi nhưng mà bên một tiểu đoàn là có hai người cổ vấn. Một đại.
Rồi mấy ông nó không bị. No, only Vietnamese.
Oh.
South.
So they were just. So the American helicopter.
He said that his team had 2 American consultants.
Had American advisors.
Advisor.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
And you know, the people who got mine were just Vietnamese. The South Vietnamese. So.
Yeah. How long were you in the hospital?
Hồi xưa bạn đi bao lâu?
4 tuổi hả?
trong bệnh viện á.
Một tháng đó.
1 month.
1 month. Wow. And did he get in English the word is prosthesis? Did he get a prosthesis?
Nó học
or-
trường ngang luôn.
Và bây giờ vẫn còn hả ba? Cái đó làm từ hồi chiến tranh luôn đó hả?
Hello.
Dạ, that the one.
Năm 86.
Wow. Wow.
It's very heavy.
Yeah. Wow.
Con cho đá con ơi. Đá.
And after the month, did he go home for a while?
Sau 1 tháng là bạn Lan đã đi về nhà
Về
rồi,
nhà
về
nghỉ.
nhà nghĩ là cái đi đứng lại sau đó
Sau đó
xin công việc,
đi làm việc.
lái xe. So after a month he came home and he rented for a while, and then he applied for a job as a driver, and he was the driver after that
Driver for who was he a driver for?
for American.
The Americans.
Yeah.
Oh. So, and then is that what he did through the rest of the war?
Yes, only driver for until 1972.
So 1972.
Năm 72 là bà đi đâu?
Còn hai còn lái xe đó.
Cả hai 72 quay lại lái xe hả?
15 lái xe từ 72 đến 75.
Sorry. After he got mine, after the hospital, he came home and he stayed at home until 1972. And then from 1972 to 1975, he was a driver for
Oh.
American until the war ended.
Until the war ended. Okay. So from 65 to 72, he stayed home
Yes.
and worked
At home.
worked at home.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Was it possible to always know who the Viet Cong were?
Hồi xưa mình ra mình biết Việt Cộng là ai đúng không? Biết hả? Mình ra mình biết được.
Bằng áo quân pháp.
Không, nhưng mà ngày bình thường ngày thường đâu biết được. Nhưng buổi tối thì biết được.
Đi trong núi lên biết chứ. Trong các lần quê lên biết họ không có cũng giống cái bộ đồ bây giờ. Bằng đồ thường, đồ đen, đồ đao.
So during the day like this, it was difficult to find out who Viet Cong was. But you know, normally at night or in the jungle, it's easy to find. It's easy to find who Viet Cong was.
Yeah.
Because the clothes they wear, the uniform they wear were different. They normally wear like brown or gray color.
Yeah. So in the
Chỉ cần du kích nhiều.
You got it.
what did he say?
Viet Cong. He mentioned about Viet Cong.
So in the daytime, they would
They
just
were
be
to the
walking around with
Yeah.
everyone else.
They were just the local.
Yeah. Yeah. Did he, when he was working for the Americans, did he know who some Viet Cong were?
What do you mean, sorry?
Like, when he was working for the Americans, did he know that, oh, that person is Viet Cong and that person is Viet Cong? Did he know?
He said he knew.
He knew who some Viet Cong were. Yeah.
Tạm á, năm cái tạm nó cũng đội Mỹ quá đó.
Chứ là số 5 này đó.
Còn lắm nó chưa còn lắm.
Số 5 này rồi.
What does he think about? Did he think it was a mistake for the Americans to come here?
What's that?
Does he think it was a mistake for the Americans to come
Hồi
here?
xưa Mỹ về đây có phải là cái giống như cái sai lầm không? Sai lầm.
Sai lầm là do tên thôi chứ mà họ
He said that
đi chiến đấu thì
the mistake was someone on the top, not the person like the soldier. I mean, they took the order from like someone on the top.
Yeah, like the president, the
Yes.
American president, or something like
Yeah,
that.
that's what they believe.
Yeah. Does he think it would have been better if the Americans had never come? Like, you know, so the French leave, and then the Americans come. Would it have been better if the French leave and the Americans never come?
For someone like him, honestly, they don't believe so. Because they follow the South.
Right.
And honestly, these were not committed.
They weren't what?
They did not follow communism.
Right, yeah.
American just came to support to help the South.
Right, yeah.
Like he said us, the mistake was the order from someone on the top,
Yeah,
not the Persian like him or like American soldier.
yeah, yeah. Where was he when Saigon fell in 1975?
Hồi trước sau chiến tranh là ba mới mạ rồi vô tới Phú Quốc rồi đúng không? Vô chuẩn bị lên máy bay, là máy bay của ai?
Mỹ.
Là anh cho đi hả?
Rồi
Là năm 75 luôn. Straight away after the war, he took the family to Saigon and then flew to Phú Quốc, the island Phú Quốc, and American plane. I mean, the flight. Like he was invited to go to U.S. after that.
Oh, he was invited to go to the U.S. Yeah. Why? But he decided to stay.
Yeah.
Why did he decide to stay?
Hồi xưa là bà già mình bà không chịu đi đúng không? Because my mother-in-law.
Bà có là làm có bầu béo á.
My mother-in-law, she had a baby. I mean, pregnant.
She was pregnant. Yeah.
Pregnant, and she was very worried of her family,
Yeah.
her parents, her brother and sister around here. This was why she did not go. I mean, she decided not to go.
Yeah. Just a few more questions. After the war, did what happened to you after the war? After
Sau
the North
khi mà mình
won?
về á là cái cho mình giống như đi cải tạo ở độ chi đó. Có là mấy tháng?
Bà đi 5 tháng.
5 tháng. Yeah, he was re-educated in 5 months.
For 5 months.
Yeah, after he came back here, and then he came back as the normal people.
So he was in a re-education camp for 5 months.
Yeah.
Yeah. Could he, when he was in the camp, could he go home or did he have to stay in the camp the whole
Hồi
time?
xưa mà đi cải tạo nó có cho gì hay là ở trong 5 tháng luôn luôn?
Là nó 5 tháng, sau 5 tháng mới về.
Oh really? He was allowed to go home after 5 months, after the re-education.
Oh, but that 5 months
No,
he had
no,
to
just
stay
stay
in the
there.
camp. Yeah. What kind of things did he learn in the camp?
Hồi xưa là không dạy không nhân cải tạo là không lấy với mình đó.
Có học chủ trương chính sách đã.
They educated him about communism,
Yeah.
about the government. I mean the not government or something like that.
Yeah.
Đó đã có trời đất
We learned about communism.
chậm quá.
So this might be probably the last question. What does he remember? What does he remember most about the war?
Hồi xưa chiến tranh mà nhớ nhất là cái gì mà? Đủ thế giới đánh nhau thôi. Only fighting.
The fighting.
Only fighting. Vietnamese kill Vietnamese.
Did he do any fighting himself?
What do you mean himself?
Like did he actually, when
Sure.
he's looking for Viet Cong, he did fight?
He did. Oh, people like him had to do that.
Yeah.
Họ hết lắm.
He remembers the fighting.
Oh, fighting.
Does he? I keep thinking of new questions, but does he still think a lot about the war?
Trừ cái cùng nhớ là có nghĩ là cùng nghĩ như vậy là giống như mày giống như là bị thắng hè. Nghĩ nhớ là chiến tranh không? Still.
He still thinks about it.
Still.
Thích chết lắm.
Ấy là vẫn còn he doesn't now he doesn't like the war and he's still thinking about the war.
Does he ever? Is there anyone he talks about the war with?
No. Like I told you, he stay far from government.
Yeah.
He didn't want to talk. He doesn't want to talk too much about the war
Right.
because that's not good.
Do other veterans get together and talk about it?
No, not really. No. Có một bạn gặp là mấy ông cũ nữa hồi xưa đi chiến tranh nữa không?
Dính hả? Dính bạn bé hả? Có.
Mà có nói chuyện chiến tranh
Có
nữa.
ngóng kêu ngóng
They all sometimes they sit together, but you know they rather not say about the war. I mean,
Rather not talk about the war.
Còn ông trung tá trường trường á, ông đi học ở 14 đó, bị một cái tắm.
đúng rồi. He said that he had a good friend, like the captain before. He was Vietnamese, but after the war he left and he moved to US. He lived in US and sometimes he come back and he gather all like friend before and sometimes they talk. But for people around here, they don't talk too much about that.
Yeah. Does he think Vietnamese, like young Vietnamese, should they remember the war or should they forget the war?
Like I told you, all Vietnamese, even the young generation, we surely learn history, war, and everything at school. That very important subject, history. It's why we surely know what happened, but we learn how to forget and how to move. This means Vietnamese never forget. We should forgive and we should move on. That's what we believe. What belongs to the past with the past today is the reality. All young people believe so.
Yeah. Can I ask a couple more questions?
Yep.
I keep thinking of new ones. Did your father-in-law, did he lose any family members in the war?
Hồi xưa ông chú mất chiến tranh, hồi chiến tranh là ai? Có ai mất hồi chiến tranh không? Chú his younger brother, he lost one.
Was he a soldier, the brother?
Hồi xưa ông đi lính mà.
Nó đánh nhau bài lắm đó.
Yes,
He was a soldier.
he was a soldier.
What was his
Mất năm
name?
75 luôn hả? He lost in just before the war was ended, 1975. In 1975, but before the war was ended.
What was his name?
Chú tên gì rồi? Trí hả? Chú Trí hả? Ông chú tên gì rồi?
Trần Quang Thành.
Trần Quang Thành. T-R-A-N, Trần, the family name. Quang, Q-U-A-N-G. T-H-A-N-H. Trần Quang Thành.
How old was he?
Hồi đó làm chú mình mấy tuổi?
24 tuổi.
24.
Well, tell your father-in-law that in the United States we still talk and think a lot about the Vietnam War. It's still a very important topic for us in the States.
Nói là ở Mỹ là hiện tại là họ vẫn còn nói rất nhiều về chiến tranh Việt Nam, bởi vì hồi xưa giống như cái lẫn lộn của ở Mỹ. Yep.
The war in the United States, the war still makes a lot of people very sad.
Sure.
Yes. Yeah. Well, thank you. Please say thank you to him for me. So, come on.